Hello and welcome. My name is Kevin. This is Do It for Bruce. We're here in CK3 once more with another time lapse. Our suggestion comes from two people. We have NQH and Bart Pepe to thank for this idea. Essentially, they say, let's just make modern borders. So I've gone ahead and done that. We have, to the best of our ability in CK3, just because the map is set up the way it is. So counties, some counties will work and some will not work. But for the most part, we've made as modern of borders as possible, and we've set them up with a little cache to help them out in their journey in this time lapse. For the most part, in the kingdom map mode, it looks pretty similar. Unfortunately, there's still some places where we're going to have some bleed through where some kingdoms will be repeated, unfortunately, just because of how duchies are set up. So let's get down to some predictions. First and foremost, I think France and the United Kingdom are probably going to have the easiest time, just because monocultured people from the start of the game. I think the Catholics are going to be the most prosperous religion on the map, and I think the most spoken language will be either French or Spanish. So those are my three predictions, and we will see what happens in a little bit. All right, here we are, 433 years in the future. Some things have changed. It looks as if not a lot of cohesion in a lot of these nations. I'm seeing some names that started from the beginning, but a lot of names have since been erased and put up with new names. So let's just look around the map and see what's going on. It looks like we got a big Hispania. Francia was formed, and Britannia as well. It looks like these three are the bigger powerhouses in Europe, next to maybe Germany and the Baltic Empire. Tunis expanded into Sicily. Djibouti, which I'm very surprised to see took over, because they only owned about like these two provinces, but then they somehow were able to, this family was able to go ahead and take the lands of Ethiopia. Is it really been in the same family? India seems to have been taken over by that major, no, it's actually still, this is still the Kingdom of India. And there's also India over here. We've got a lot of Indias going on. Burma stayed the same. China has since been flipped into multiple nations. Forgot to remove the Mongolian invasion in this one, but I think it didn't really matter that much because they already, a lot of these nations like Russia had already splintered by the time that the Mongols had shown up, so it really didn't affect them that much. We have two Finlands. I imagine that's somebody out there is going to be happy about that. So let's go through our progressions. Let's look at faith. Let's look in, like, for the most part, we have Catholicism, Ashari, Orthodox. Yeah, that's pretty standard. When in 1066 it feels like the Catholics are always going to win out in that regard. In map mode and see how well that has translated. Spain, pretty much the same how I created it. France, yes. Turkey, yeah. Russia has been split apart in several ways. Mongolia just doesn't even exist anymore. Let's see when it comes to court languages. Looks like we have High German as one of the better, as the more prolific. Iberian Vulgar, but it's probably one of these two. Guadalajara and Tibetan are probably most spoken. Arabic taking a backseat for sure in this one. Is the Pope back? Oh yeah, the papacy is back for sure. I thought of dismantling the papacy just to see what would happen and how that would change things, but I think it's still an integral part of the dynamic of the Christians versus Muslims. Culture-wise, of course, we've got the Greeks, Hungarians, French, Angevins, Bretons, Normans, those are all pretty standard. We got Scots in the south of England. We've got Irish almost owning all their lands. Norse Gael. Feels like Iceland did not do anything this game. I feel like, yeah, they had the just nice, peaceful existence up north. I think Iceland and Burma both did not do anything this game. They just stayed in their nice little parts of the world and just kind of chilled out. Had a nice transition between power between the different families, and it just a smooth transition. What I did also see is that this one family, the Kingdom of Germany's family, has a bunch of different members on different thrones. Looks like they have one on the Westlavia, they have one in Poland, they have one in Germany, they have one in Belgium, they have one in the other Germany. I think they're the most prolific. Also at one point Iraq owned most of Ukraine. That was an interesting addition, and then it all fell apart, surprisingly. They feel like they stretch from all the way from here to, yeah, this area, which they still kind of control. That, yeah, Sultan of Baghdad, yeah. Quite a bit of different title kingdoms that they owned. I think for now, that's where we're gonna leave it. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And as always, have a good rest of your day. Goodbye.